Hi, and welcome to something new again. I suspect this is going to be quite a short recording, just because I saw this a little earlier today on Steam. I was actually just searching through the store, seeing what there was under VR and flight, and I stumbled on this, Aquila bird flight simulator, which on the surface strikes me as a great idea. And looking at it briefly and everything, it's very obvious that this is someone's labour of love. Definitely something that someone really wanted to have, and they've made an effort to create and everything. And it was fairly cheap. I think it was like £4 or something like that. But at the same time, it's another one of those games that's quite infuriating in terms of trying to play. So for example, you have so to select things, I can see my controllers and everything, but I can't control what I'm selecting. What I have to do is actually look at something and get that dot that hopefully you can see, and get it on something, and then hit the trigger. So like, to change that there, I have to look at that, which means that that's not in my field of view quite as well as it could be and everything. So anyway, you can control this with motion controllers, keyboard and mouse, and headset and keyboard. So you can actually play this and fly this and everything without the headset, which is one of the reasons why I'm not really considering actually refunding this, because there are some issues around this, and actually I feel maybe I should give this more of a fair shot anyway. So anyway, I got a motion controller set up. I then tried the tutorial, and the tutorial is wholly about using a controller, a game controller, which means you can't really complete the tutorial because it's asking you to press certain buttons and everything, and it won't progress until you've pressed certain buttons. And I'm not holding a controller, I'm holding these, they're my Quest motion controllers. So yeah, there's that going on and everything. So I thought I'd actually just dive in and have a fly, see if I could at least figure that out. And oh my god, I've got it on Flight Assist Easy, so it's on the easiest one possible, and it's so difficult to fly, but actually kind of fun as well, a little bit compelling. The other thing that's quite interesting, obviously you can't see this here, but the Steam VR display that's on my screen that shows how busy the machine is just going nuts. And the fan in my PC, I don't know if it's been picked up or not, I'll just go quiet for a second. But like, the fan is going nuts. It's going way more nuts than anything else I think that I have in VR. I've played things like I played Boneworks and all that kind of stuff and everything that are busy and quite graphical and everything, and yet they don't come anywhere near this in terms of just how hard it's hammering the system. Anyway, I'm going to give this a quick little flight. So the way you control it seems is you hold your hands out, but it's not how I'd imagine. I'd imagine holding my hands flat. If you can see the control there, I would imagine I have to hold my hands flat and just kind of glide around, and yeah, you kind of need to hold them straight up, which is an awkward position anyway. And then the way you tilt seems to affect whether you turn left or right, whatever. And even with Flight Assist on easy, I seem to spin out really quickly. So anyway, let's start a flight and see if I can actually stay stable. The other thing is I lose speed very quickly as well, which doesn't help. Right, here we go. So you start off by, you have to get the green arrows more or less where the blue arrows are. Right, okay, here I go. So I'm just gliding at the moment. I'm ever so slightly, I'm spinning out already, and I'm not sure why. Okay, I'm upside down. This isn't great. Okay, there we go. No. So it's so jittery, and it's hard to kind of figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. Right, so I'm losing speed. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to go upside down. I can't quite figure out the relationship between my movements of my hands and what's actually happening in world just doesn't seem to quite add up. It doesn't seem to do the same thing every time. Alright, let's see if it... no. So if I want to look around, but there we go. So I have wings. Now apparently I can flap, but I'm not sure how. It's not... Oh, it's a different view. Oh, didn't want that. Oh, there we go. I haven't done the different views before, so I'm not sure how you flap. Let's do that again. Oh. So, this is the other problem I'm having with this game is, or simulator, I think I should call it, is if I do the same thing twice, I don't seem to get the same thing happening. So I pressed the trigger button to, and it gave me the different view, and now I'm pressing the trigger buttons again. Ah, okay. And it wasn't doing it, and it isn't doing it again. So I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure how I flap. You'd think, like, I don't know, moving your hands would flap, but that doesn't work. I feel a bit weird that I'm riding on the back of this bird now. I want to be the bird again. Okay. This is definitely the longest I've stayed in the air this time. But I don't know how you flap. Oh. No, stalling. Oh, you can walk at least. Ah, okay. So if it... Right, so this is another problem I've had. So it's saying look up and hold the trigger for over 2 seconds to zoom into the sky. So I'm looking up and I'm holding my trigger and nothing's happening. Just nothing. Definitely holding my trigger and nothing's happening. So I get the menu, presumably the menu's showing up. I can go into the settings and stuff like that. There's no autopilot available, so I can't change anything like that. View distance. Yeah, so I've got all those options. Oh, I have no idea what that button there's all about. But I'm looking up and I'm holding the trigger. Ah, there we go. So this is a real frustration I'm having with this, is the inputs just seem so inconsistent. I don't know how I'm supposed to flap my wings. No, this isn't good. That isn't what I wanted to do. Oh, and it's starting to rain now. And I'm pressing the trigger again to try and change the camera view, and nothing's happening. So I really don't understand the inputs on this at all. And I found this with 1 or 2 VR games, you know, at the cheaper end of the spectrum, where the I don't know, just the way they work is really inconsistent. So I can definitely see, as I tilt my hand, the bird's tail definitely does something. Okay, and if I bring my arms in... okay. Right. 1 and 2, so there we go. I'm doing it again. I'm looking up. I'm holding the trigger for more than 2... there we go. Right, hold your arms out straight like a bird. The autopilot has control. Line up the blue and the green markers and you can start your flight. Right, so I'm kind of flapping my arms. Oh! Okay, so you flap your arms to flap, but then that kind of makes keeping Holy shit. Now I can't look up. I'm kind of upside down now. This makes looking up really difficult. Okay, so flapping my arms does flap. But the problem I've got why won't he stretch his arms out? So the problem I've got... Oh, now he is. Oh, what? This is terrible. I mean, I'm happy to accept that this is actually quite a involved simulation. And I kind of feel like maybe it is. But the control... This is supposed to be on, you know, easy control. And the problem I have is, like, what I was trying to say is flapping my hands. So you tilt your hand, obviously I can't see anything now in my hands, but you tilt your hands forwards and backwards to control control the rudder, basically, you know, control the actual angle of the tail, it seems. But trying to keep your hands upright while also flapping is just impossible. So I'm kind of... it's not working, and so let's look up. Right, okay, that worked. Right, where the hell's the arrows? I can't even see the arrows, there we go. Right, let's just... No, that's going off to the side already. I'm also a little confused by how it seems both my hands control the tail. That bit really confuses me. And now I'm in some kind of spin and I'm not... I don't know which hand is controlling it. Let's have a look. So, no autopilot mode is available. Let's just go back to the main menu. I really want to like this, because this is a really clever idea. But I don't understand. So I can either use the motion controllers, or I use keyboard and mouse, or I use headset and keyboard. I don't want to... The thing is I'm wearing a headset. I don't want to have to be faffing with a keyboard because I've got a bloody headset on. So that makes no sense. I might have to go through the tutorials or something. But because, as I say, the problem with the tutorial is it seems to assume that I'm just using a controller, which is weird because that's also not an option in the control options. So much about this makes no sense. So what? This kind of flight assist option as well isn't quite making sense to me. So, like, when it says assist, does that mean it's making it easy for me, or is the assist going easy on me? I don't quite... I'm going to guess that is. Let's just try it on hard and see what happens. I imagine I'm going to spin out quicker. Oh, I so want to like this. I really want to like this, but it's so janky. Let me just mirror those arrows a different size now. Right. I have control. Right. Okay, I'm definitely flapping. But I can't stop this turn. There we go. I don't understand the turning. The rudder thing doesn't quite make sense. Weirdly, this is actually feeling a bit more controllable. Okay, I'm definitely flapping my wings. Let's flap harder, flap harder. Ah, didn't mean to go upside down, didn't want to go upside down. There we go. Okay. So, weirdly, I think this is easier. This is actually, that felt easier to fly. Okay. So, look up and hold a trigger for over 2 seconds to zoom into the sky. So, I'm looking up, holding a trigger, nothing's happening. Arms out, hold the trigger, still nothing's happening. Arms out, hold a different trigger, nothing's happening. Arms out, looking up, holding both triggers, nothing's happening. So, yeah, I'm now kind of stuck on the ground. I mean, I'm getting back up in the air. Stop telling me to look up and hold the trigger because, like, it's not doing anything. Oh my god, this is so frustrating. Look up and hold the trigger for over 2 seconds to zoom into the sky. And 1, and 2. Nothing. Just nothing. No, it doesn't think grips instead of... Okay. No. So it's not like run. I feel like this would be more playable if the turning made more sense. I mean, I am, as far as I'm aware, holding both my hands at the same level. But like, look, I'm going around in circles for reasons that I don't understand while walking on the ground. I feel there must be a better way of controlling this. Look, I can't even walk. Okay, right. Okay, so you've got turn and walk on the same thumbstick, which is never a great plan anyway. Right, so I've got that much sorted out. The other thumbstick appears to do nothing. Let's try launching off here. Okay. Kinda worked. Yeah, this trigger thing ain't working. So I can definitely flap and get myself going. But then the steering is all janky. Don't understand the steering at all. There we go. Right, we're going. Kind of feel like we're ridge soaring or something. Oh. Yeah, Okay, okay, okay. I think I'm slowly... I thought I was slowly getting the feel of the steering. So I think you kind of need to move your hands opposite directions, like you're twisting the tail. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think. Right, let's see if I can just hold myself steady. The problem I'm having is whenever I feel I've got the hang of it, I seem to start turning around anyway. For reasons I don't understand. Right, I'm pressing the trigger to try and get a different camera angle, but it's not doing it. So I really don't understand these inputs. I'm also flapping my arms like crazy at the moment, and my wings aren't flapping. Stalling out. I want to try... no. I want to head for those trees. Well, I don't understand the flight assist thing either, because one thing's for sure, I actually seem to be doing better this time than when I had it on easy, and now I've got it on hard, so I don't know what that's supposed to be all about. Right. Why am I pitching up so much? Right. I think it just needs very gentle movements on your hands to control direction, which is great, but that really doesn't mix with, like, oh yeah, and to get some height you need to flap with your hands like crazy. I feel this needs more options when it comes to using the motion controllers, because I don't want to be flying this wearing a headset and just using a gain controller. That feels like it's, you know, spoils the whole point of it. Neither do I want to be using a keyboard and mouse and things like that. But at the same time, just using the direction your hands are tilting in while also flapping doesn't seem to quite work. Hello trees. Whoa. Let's see if we can make it over to these trees. No. I gotta say, I'm glad I have VR legs. This would be just puke-inducing. Going upside down. No. Let's say we wanted to land there. Considering how empty this landscape is, I'm actually quite liking it. It's probably a good thing there aren't too many trees, because given how much pressure this thing's putting my PC under anyway, I don't have a bad PC. I'm quite liking this from a bird's eye view simulator thing, but like on the ground. It's so stuttery, it's ridiculous. On the off chance you ever happen to watch this, Dev, I really like what you're doing here. I really feel like you've built it so it works just for you. Like, you know, it's exactly how you wanted it. doubtless there are other people who have managed to make sense of it and everything, but it's so awkward to use. It really is. Again, okay, let's look up, hold trigger for 2 seconds and fuck all happens. I mean, that does not help. Run and flap. Come on. Yeah, holding trigger for 2 seconds, nothing happens. So I've got my arms fully stretched out at the moment. Can we see? No, no controls. My arms are fully stretched out. And the shadow makes it look like yeah, this business of trying to flap while trying to keep your hands steady, so that you stay upright, it's just impossible. It's just impossible. I don't know what that button does. That exclamation mark one. Okay, so the assist appears to make no bloody difference whatsoever. The comfort, I'm guessing, is VR comfort and everything. So I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay with how that's starting tree, starting the ground. Oh, it's starting a tree quickly. I just want to fall out of a tree. I think zoom into the sky by looking straight up and holding the trigger or Y. Okay, that's different. But is that... Do you know what? Again, I think this is it getting confused between what controller I'm using and things. I don't think it fully understands motion controllers. But let's try pressing Y. No, not Y. Not trigger. And I'm flapping like crazy. I'm trying to jump out of the tree and it's not letting me. I'm just stuck in a tree now. Literally just stuck in a tree. I can see my toes. I don't know that they'll record. Hang on. I'm going to stand up. Ooh, don't knock my TV over. So this is me. It's actually a really neat model. Like, the feathers on it and everything are great. It keeps jumping about, obviously getting confused about where I am. I've lost my chair now. There's one arm. But yeah, that's not working. Looking at holding the trigger. Oh, and this time it worked. I mean, seriously? Right, let's just saw off for a little bit. I like how the I'm guessing the prompts are recording. It says, okay, you have control. Yeah. I feel so in control. So it definitely seems tilting my hands in opposite directions is how you turn. And work. And more forwards on both seems to pitch down. More back on both seems to pitch up. So I think I'm getting that. It's subtle, I would suggest it's actually a bit too twitchy. So this is what I would have wanted the flight assist to do. Yeah, I would have wanted it to be more forgiving maybe, or something like that. But it doesn't seem to make much difference. Trying to change my camera angle again, pressing the trigger because that seemed to do it, but it's not doing anything. The grip buttons don't seem to do anything. I'll definitely get some more soaring in here. Okay. So I can definitely flap fine. Losing a bit of speed, so let's just nose down a bit. I did wonder if the state of the world that you're in, because it does seem quite empty, would be discouraging, or would, you know, make it feel a bit rubbish. But actually, yeah, I'm kind of okay with it, because very quickly I've realised I'm not in here. The challenge here is not to, you know, just like fly around and have fun and look at pretty things. The challenge at the moment is actually just staying in the air. The hell's going on over there? It kind of looks like there's very faint black splodges in the sky. Like there's trees floating in the air, but not quite, like shadows of trees or something. Oh, is it rain maybe or something? There's no cloud up there though. Right, well I've got this. Oh, don't. Okay. I've definitely got this working a bit more. I think this is definitely something to keep practicing with. And the controls are so counterintuitive. So I think it's about building up muscle memory. Let's see if we can kind of ridge soar a bit more. I can tell that I'm getting out of sync on my hands. There we go. If anything, I kind of wish, like, using your hands to flap your wings makes sense. You know, flapping your arms to flap your wings makes sense. But I kind of wish there was a way of, I don't know, just let me use the triggers or something like that to just flap my wings. Just certainly on the no, losing it. Certainly on an easy level. It's not quite working the way. Suddenly the controls seem to have reversed weirdly. Okay, and then back. So tilting my right hand forward. Damn it. Can I? Yeah, there's weird dark shapes moving through. I think it's supposed to be rain. Is it supposed to be rain? Or is that showing me that there's thermals or something? Yeah, this kind of launch yourself into the sky thing just does not work. Nope. Okay, think, Dave, think. Right, both arms straight up. Start flapping. Walk forward. The steering when you first take off is really quite difficult. Come on, come on. Come on, we can do it, bird. No. Yeah, I'm finding the steering so confusing. Yeah, it's kind of counterintuitive. Oh, I really want to like this. It's such a clever idea. And do you know, I'm so close to like, oh, I'm so close to like, this isn't for me, I'm going to refund. And yet, there's two things that are stopping me from doing that. One is, this really seems like someone's genuine labour of love. And as a software developer, I'm like, do you know what? I really like this. And the developer absolutely deserves my £4 just because, like, I get this. This is, if I, did any kind of VR coding, and it's not really something I've done much of other than a little bit in JavaScript. If I did some VR coding, this is definitely the kind of thing I'd do. I'd want to build something for myself, and I feel that's what this is. So like, it's definitely a case of like, okay, here's my £4 because like I get it. Keep at it. This is great. On the other hand, I also, I'm a little bit intrigued to keep trying it, just because like I feel there's a real challenge here. God. So there's a lot about this is really janky. The way the controls are just massively inconsistent, and the instructions I'm getting don't match anything I can actually do. That I think in any other situation with pretty much anything else, I'd be like, nah, this is terrible. I am going to refund it, and I would refund it. But just those two particular things, the fact that like I totally get this whole sort of labour of love vibe from this, that makes me want to go, look, here's the price of a coffee and a biscuit or something. Well done. This is so cool. Keep doing it. And also, I kind of want to get good at this. I don't know why. I also feel that, maybe I should kind of write to the dev and say, look, this was my experience. There's some stuff isn't quite making sense. What am I doing wrong? Or is there something you need to fix or whatever? I'm also getting that sort of feeling from this that the problems I'm running into aren't down to shoddy workmanship or anything like that. They aren't down to someone just doing a money grab. They're down to someone having built something for their particular setup and then trying to support other setups. And maybe this is a setup they don't have. They don't have a Quest 2 hooked up to a PC and blah, 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 and all that kind of thing. So actually maybe just a little bit of feedback and saying, oh, I run into these problems, and maybe they'll go, oh yeah, I can see what the issue is, and maybe they'll fix it. Could I recommend it? I don't think I could at the moment. And this is one of the problems I have with Steam reviews and things like that, is I feel positive about this, but I wouldn't recommend it to anyone else. I couldn't recommend it to someone else. and again, in fairness, I think there is actually a demo version available, so you can even, again, this is another thing that makes me feel good about the developer and everything. And makes me feel like it isn't some just sort of like terrible cash grab of just a bunch of stuff pulled together. I was going to say from the Unity Asset Store. Obviously, there is stuff from the Unity Asset Store in here, but it doesn't feel like someone's just crammed a load of stuff from the Unity Asset Store into a game/experience and charged money for it in the hope that they're just going to get some money, and they don't care about the game. Everything about this tells me that someone cares about it, but it just isn't. It's not a casual thing. It's not a casual game. It's not a casual sim. I like it. I kind of like it. I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of watching their YouTube tutorials and all that kind of stuff, and muck about with it some more. Anyway, I've kind of waffled through this. This was my first real experience of it. And I still can't make up my mind about it. There's so many glitches just in this menu. As I look around, I can see sort of like real performance glitches and things like that. I can hear my machine just going nuts in the background as well. Something as low impact as this should not be making my machine go so nuts, and shouldn't be causing these weird glitches in my line of sight. Maybe it's just like the feathers on these birds are too detailed or something like that. Yeah, I'm going to hang on to this. I'm going to keep this. This is fun, and I'm going to look into this some more and see what the history of it is, and see when it was. I can't even remember when it was released. I think it was 2020. I think it's fairly recent. So yeah, I might look at how the development has gone with it so far and what the intentions are, and maybe just kind of leave a bit of feedback or something, not an actual review. I don't want to review it at the moment for the reasons I said earlier, because like I can't recommend it, but I feel a thumbs down would be wrong, because actually this is kind of cool. Maybe I should give it a recommend with the caveat of it's not really a recommend or something like that. Steam definitely needs a kind of somewhere between a thumbs up and a thumbs down. It needs to be a go try the demo. And these were my experiences, and they were kind of positive, even if they were frustrating, blah, 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 all that kind of thing. But yeah, I think I'm definitely going to go have a look. I just realised that I don't think that arrow that's moving there and that arrow that's moving there are quite lined up. I kind of getting a couple of pixels off vibe, which is really bugging me now. Dave, if you happen to stumble on this video, and if you happen to have made it this far, I adore what you've done here, and it's so fucking frustrating. Keep it up, really. I'm loving it, and I want to get better at it, despite the fact that it's so difficult to fly. I bet you're about the only person who can actually properly fly it. Anyway, if anyone has made it to the end, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.